Men need sunscreen too. New 30 SFP sunscreen for men, because if you're a woman and you put this on, your skin's just gonna break out or something, I guess. But listen, I will say this. If it smells better than normal sunscreen, because sunscreen usually has that sunscreen smell, which I really cannot stand. So if it doesn't smell like that, and if it isn't sticky, I would definitely be using this over traditional sunscreen, I guess. But also, if it gets men to take self-care and skincare a little bit more serious, I'm not too mad at it. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Today we're back at it with some incredibly pointless gendered products or books or whatever we'll find, really. They're not all gonna be as harmless as this first one though, so be warned of that, I guess. But anyways, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water or some tea or whatever else you like to drink. If you're a man, you gotta drink something manlier. You know, and then we'll continue. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. Cook like a man. Master your kitchen with 78 simple and delicious recipes. Again, if it gets men involved in things that they're traditionally not involved in, like taking care of themselves and cooking, then I'm not that mad at it. Obviously, it is super unnecessary. They could just literally use any old cookbook. But if this is the thing that gets men interested in cooking, and therefore probably also like taking care of their potential partner better by being like, hey, let me cook tonight, I'm gonna make this incredibly delicious meal I found in my cookbook, then I can't be too mad at it. You know, like, it's incredibly pointless, right? Like, you could legit put these recipes in any other cookbook probably, but listen, I'm not that mad at it yet. Screwdriver, rulers, bubble level, 9-in-1 best gift for men. 3 batteries and 3 ink refills included. Now, I am non-binary, but this legit would be a nice gift because I'm good at losing things. I do somewhere have a bubble level. I have a ruler somewhere. I have a pen somewhere. But when I look for it, I'm gonna lose it. So I'm gonna need at least 2 of these to keep in different places. So I at least find 1, right? So even though I don't really vibe with the whole man term, I would love this as a gift, honestly. So does that mean I am suddenly a man because I would like this as a gift, or is the gendering of it incredibly pointless? Vanilla Underground Boys Pokemon shirt or Vanilla Underground Yellow Girls Pokemon shirt. Be careful of which Pokemon you like. I mean, it's progressive because, like, traditionally Pokemon was always like, oh, it's for boys, like only boys play Pokemon, only boys play games like that. So it's progressive, but also really not. Really not. I don't give a shit. Your favorite Pokemon does not really determine your gender any more than a certain dish you cook makes your gender. You know, it's incredibly pointless, but also at least a little progressive because, hey, at least if you're a girl, you're allowed to like Pokemon now. According to these people, you know? Because according to me, you can like whatever you want. Color, boy, girl, or neutral. And apparently boy equals neutral because that's... honestly, that sums up how a lot of people feel about gender pretty well, because a lot of people kind of see boys and what men like and what men think is as important to be kind of the default. And that's the norm, and that's good. Anything boys like is good. But as soon as only girls, or like mostly girls, like a certain thing, then it's suddenly like silly, or you don't need to take it that serious. So this is not that deep, but it also kind of is. Like, legit, it's just like pacifiers, right? But it just presents how people feel about gender so well, right? Because yeah, obviously it's just silly pacifier colors, and honestly, whichever pacifiers you want to use for your kid, really. But still, it just showed how people feel about gender way too well. Just way too well. User root subs. Goodbye, Loti. A breakup letter. Dear Loti, you made me tear up during The Notebook. Worse, you made me watch The Notebook. You made me lose an arm wrestle to my knees. You made grocery bags feel like deadlifts. But when I found Vitamin, I found me again. It's over for good. No hard feelings. Okay, maybe a little. Me. Okay. This, as an ad, is gonna work really well, because with this ad, you're gonna get exactly the people that you want to get for this product. So I can't be mad at it from like a marketing standpoint. It's really smart, right? You knew your target audience and you released an ad that is gonna get your target audience to buy your product. So from a marketing standpoint, well done, incredibly proud. And as a side note though, sure, hormonal like disbalance isn't great, but liking things that aren't traditionally manly doesn't mean you have low testosterone. It just means you like certain things that aren't traditionally masculine. You know, literally, what are you doing? I'm kind of mad at it. I can't be too mad because it fits so well into this group of people that are gonna be interested in this product. I can't be mad at it, but I'm incredibly mad at it. You know, the furniture was made of oak, steel, and white leather, impersonal and masculine. And the sentence before that kind of translates to the bright white walls didn't have any kind of like decor or anything. So it paints a good picture of what this room looks like, but I'm not sure if oak, steel, and white leather translates to feeling impersonal and masculine. I mean, the impersonal part I kind of get, like especially if you have like a really bright white room with like nothing on the walls, no pictures, no anything really. I can see where you got impersonal from, because it just looked like you threw like the next best furniture into this room and we're done with it. I get the impersonal, but what makes this combination masculine? If it was just like a completely leather sofa in white leather, would that suddenly be feminine, or would that still be masculine? I have so many questions and I do not want them answered, because it literally doesn't matter. If you like this kind of furniture, go get that furniture. If you like different furniture, get that different furniture. I don't give a shit if other people think it's masculine or feminine. Pop the hood on your mental engine. Mantherapy.org. Therapy, the way a man does it. Again, it is incredibly weird, but I really cannot be mad at it, because I think we all know a lot of people who should probably be going to therapy. I know therapy isn't for everyone, but you can't say you don't like therapy, and you can't say it's not going to help you if you've never tried it. But I feel like a lot of the people we're thinking of who would probably benefit from therapy are also going to be men. Especially the types of people who you know are never realistically going to go to therapy. In which case, ads like these might at least help a few of them actually like work on their own issues, you know, because guess what? We all kind of have issues. We all have things, like maybe just in certain situations, or maybe more chronically, that we should probably work on. And sometimes having a therapist and having like help from the outside is incredibly valuable. So I think it's cringy in a bad way, but I can't be angry at it, because I really hope it's gonna get at least a few people to actually seek out the help they need, you know? Girl dinner I was proud of. Social media. What makes it a girl dinner? Literally, the only thing that makes something a girl dinner is if you're a girl and you made that dinner or you're eating that dinner. I guess. Like, also, I'm not going to be mad if you're like a man making jokes like this of being like, oh, girl dinner, at anything. I'm not going to get mad at it, but I think in this case, it was really just because it's like a popular trend to call things girl dinner, and then that's why it's a girl dinner. On another note, though, people are really weird about food and will think, oh yeah, of course, it's kind of like a soup type thing and salad. Of course, it's for women. Which, by the way, gendering food is one of the things that makes me the most mad. So I'm really glad this post at least meant it as like I'm just gonna like jump on a trend a little bit, and I made this dinner and I'm really proud of it, so I'm gonna post it. So it was wholesome, so I'm not gonna be that mad about it, because she didn't mean it in it's a salad and soup and that's why it's girl dinner way, Baby clothes store world. Hi, do you have summer baby clothes? Boy or girl? Does it really matter? Boy or girl? Maybe just point me in the direction of all the clothes. Boy or girl? Boy clothes. Just blue. Maybe some greens, some browns, some grays and black. I will give you that. You will have more than the color blue, but you're not gonna have anything like neutral. I literally heard of a coworker when she was like pregnant and she was buying baby clothes before knowing what gender her baby is gonna be. And her boyfriend, husband, I don't know, was mad that she got like kind of beige and yellow clothes with like giraffes and elephants and stuff on it, because they didn't know the gender yet. It's legit animals. She didn't get anything pink, in which case it would still be silly because the baby literally doesn't care. But she didn't even get something so feminine like pink or something like super frilly. No, she legit got like beige and yellow with animals on it. And he was still mad about it. So baby clothes, also kind of a sensitive topic. Also, don't be like that person. Legit, it's a baby. It doesn't care. Just put it in clothes that are appropriate for the weather and don't care so much. It's literally just clothes. I think this was captioned really a measuring tape, but the thing is, it has both like the female and the male symbol on it. So really, it's more pointless because you're not even trying to gender it in a way of like, oh, this is a product for men or for women. You're literally just like, oh no, if you're a man or a woman, you can use this. Well, duh. This is possibly the most pointless one I found, because it's a measuring tape. You can literally use it to measure anything and everything. Unless it's too big for this measuring tape, then you might struggle. But still, you can literally measure anything with it. But they decided to throw gender markers on it, really, and it's just so silly and so unnecessary. Gendered. In every car drift related video, there is always someone trash talking. Why? I'd only teach this to my son, but not my daughter, because I feel like some things should be gender disputed, so I'd let my daughter drive a Tesla, a Jeep, a Mini Cooper or something girly, but absolutely no sports cars or trucks. I really hope you do not get a daughter, right? Because, I mean, yeah, maybe you're gonna be really lucky and have like someone who fits into those narrow gender roles you have like designated for her. Maybe you have someone who actually feels very comfortable in that small designated area. But chances are, if you have a daughter, she's gonna be interested in a wide variety of things. Because most people are, if you take like the shame around out of it, So I really hope you don't have a daughter, because then you're gonna just like shame her or stop her from doing anything, and that's not a great environment for a child to grow up in, really. But also, as to why people are like this, they're gonna be like this literally under any kind of video, probably. Because people bring gender into everything. And especially trying to police other people's gender as well as their own, because, well, they're constantly being policed for how they express their gender or live their gender. So obviously they're gonna go around and kind of try to police everyone as well, and it's kind of strange. Songs for men. What are some rock or country songs for men that are done wrong by women? Does anyone understand this person? Like, that's the thing. You could have just wrote the first part without being done wrong by women. I would still have no idea what you mean by it, right? Like, even if we go off of cliches, wouldn't rock music, if you go off like gender cliches really, be a man thing anyways? But then again, I have no concept of what people think is masculine and feminine anymore. It's just all nonsensical to me, really. Product. ResMed CPAP for her. Breathing is now gender too. I get having women's and men's variants for the mask because face shape and size vary, but the machine itself performs the exact same function. They've just made it light and floral. I have the black men's variant. This is my mom's. I mean, having different options of machines, maybe. Like, obviously it's super unnecessary. They do the same thing. And if it's something that you use for medical purpose, I feel people aren't gonna have that strict ideas about which color they want, really. But I kind of get, as a company, offering different looks for the same thing. You know, I mean, that's why phones come out in different colors, so people can pick the ones they like better. But still, you didn't need to call it for him or for her. You could just, like, release different colors and be like white/floral. You know, same with masks. Like, people have different sizes of heads, sure. And most men will have, like, bigger heads than most women. But just offer different sizes. You don't even need to be like men's sizes and women's sizes. You could just say, oh, different sizes. These are the big sizes. These are like smaller sizes. These are children's sizes. You know, I feel like that would make more sense to just like offer a size guide of how big your face should be to fit certain masks, I guess. Gender Nelly tickets. Male tickets were more than female ones. And again, why? Like, having different price categories for a concert or something, depending on where the seat is. Sure, okay, fine. But what? And also, how are you going to enforce this? What are you going to do if a man buys a woman's ticket and then shows up with this ticket? Are you just going to be like, no, you can't come inside. You bought the women's ticket, you're not a woman. That's so weird. What are you doing? Not even dragons are safe. Do this for female and this for male dragons. Again, it's a freaking dragon. It's so wild. I mean, they do kind of like the human attributes in like cartoons and everything as well, right? Where they kind of plush out the female character's chests, even though it's like a literal bird or a snake or whatever. And that's already weird. But kind of doing it for mythical creatures as like dragons is even more silly. Legit, it's just no, what are you doing? Leave the dragons out of your stupid gender debates, come on. Girls can collect headphones too. Sure. I'm just curious to know what people's problem was that this person felt the need to state that, instead of just being like, hey, these are the headphones I collected, right? This is my favorite pair because it sounds the best or it fits the best or whatever. What happened in this person's life? How rude were all of you to be like, no, but that's a weird hobby for a girl. Instead of just being like, oh, that's what you're interested in. Cool, that doesn't affect me at all. Like, literally, what do you care? Like, what do you care? Let people collect and have hobbies and be interested in the things they're interested in. Literally, I couldn't care less. If you are fascinated by headphones and want to collect headphones, go ahead. I really could not care less what your gender is in that moment, you know? Cheese. Now for women. Saw this advert for a new kind of cheese. And of course the packaging had to be pink because it's for women. And again, what are you gonna do if a man buys this cheese? What if a man tries this cheese and it's his new favorite cheese? Is he gonna combust? Is he suddenly gonna turn into a woman overnight? What is gonna happen? Really, why? Literally just why? Did you just make the packaging pink and make the cheese more expensive to earn more money? Probably, actually, because this is literally just gonna be pink text. Dual gate, the dual transmission control by hers, that's both his and hers. I'm not gonna read all of this, but it literally just says, oh yeah, it's for driving and it's great for him, but it's also like impressive to the ladies and she gets to like enjoy a nice ride when her man drives her and bullshit like that. I cannot. Old ads like these are always wild. It's legit always wild and it's like the silliest thing. And then I turn around and I look at ads nowadays and I'm just like, actually, we didn't change. Sure, we are phrasing things differently. Like old ads usually have like a lot of text like this. Now it's more picture based. But the message is still kind of the same. And that's wild. Shouldn't we as a society be moving forward and improving and focusing on important things? But no, we're still focusing on making cheese for women. Because why not, I guess. I'm a simple man. I want one. You can just give this kind of thing to men and they will be thrilled. Because only boys play video games, apparently. I mean, listen, there is literally nothing wrong with being a man and having stereotypically male interests, like playing video games, or fishing, or liking beer. Literally nothing wrong with it. But is gender really so inherent if you have to police other people? That you have to constantly shame other men if they don't have the same traditionally masculine interests? Because the answer is no. Y'all are just being silly. And again, not in a good way. That's like silly. It's kind of cute and adorable that you're doing this thing. And there's just like silly, which is exactly what things like these are, you know? Lavish pet shampoo for him. Okay, I know I said food, like gendering food, legit might actually still be like the number one thing to make me mad. But people getting this pressed about gendering their pets probably comes very close. Like that and like baby clothes. Both come very close to making me just as mad. Because legit, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's a dog. It doesn't care what color of collar you put on him. Your dog doesn't care what name you call him. They don't care if you say, oh, what a good boy, when it's actually a girl. They don't care. They don't care what shampoo you use. They might care what food you give them, depending on the kind of like dog you have. Like some dogs will legit just eat anything and everything. Some might be a little bit more specific, but again, their gender doesn't actually play a role in that. But no, y'all wanna be weird and obsessive with gender that you have to buy shampoo for him, for your boy dog, and only give him like blue and black colors because otherwise people will think he's a girl. And the dog is legit not gonna care. Like the dog cares more if you treat them well and give them snackies versus, you know, being called a boy or a girl or having certain shampoo used. Y'all are just strange. It's just really strange. Anyways, I cannot take more of these people. Literally, I do not understand why people are so obsessed with constantly policing and trying to enforce certain things. Because again, if it was so inherent that all women liked certain things and all men liked certain things and they wouldn't overlap, then you wouldn't need to constantly police them or wouldn't need to market things this way, because you could just like sell your product and all men would be like, oh my god, yes. But that's not how gender works. That's not how people work. But you still keep trying to do it, and it's really strange. You know, So I'm gonna end it here before I go insane. I'm gonna go drink my non-binary water, I guess, so I don't turn into a man or something. Anyways, I hope y'all are hydrated too. I hope you enjoyed these varyingly disappointing and pointless posts, and I'll be back in a few days with my next video.